Well, here we are, and it's amazing to be able to welcome my really good friends, Richard and Maria. I knew them in my last church, and Richard, as he says on his own website, is a motivational speaker, vlogger, blogger, and just a regular top guy. And his wife is amazing. And they started this thing called National Marriage Week way back in the 90s, wasn't it, Richard? Tell us, how did you get into that? Because now it's expanded hugely all over the world.
I had a job working for a Christian charity promoting marriage. So I was working in the field, and then a friend of ours split up from his wife, and I took him out for a beer and I said, "What's going on? Are you kind of arguing? Are you fighting? Is there somebody else?" He went, "No." So I said, "Well, why are you breaking up?" I didn't understand, because a big wedding, And he said, "We've just drifted apart because of all the pressures in life, pressures for housing. They were trying to have a child, financial pressures, work pressures, career pressures." And I sat there and I looked at him and I thought, that could be me really easily, because we had small ones, we didn't have anybody to help, and all the rest of it. And I thought, it's almost like we need to do something once a year to really encourage couples to say, if you're fortunate enough to be in a marriage, you should look after it. And here are some tips and tools and tricks to help you along the way. And just as an encouragement. So I didn't know it was going to turn into,
Amazing.
It was like a God thing. And the government got involved and we were all in the media.
Yeah.
And then that was great. And then we did it again, got the Prime Minister involved and stuff. And then people from other countries began calling saying, "Could you help us?"
Wow.
So we did a pilot in the Czech Republic and Switzerland. And now we formed this international association, and we got 26 countries. 26.
Awesome.
We're stuck at 26. I'm trying to break through, but
26. It's a good number. I'd love to be 26 myself. Now, look, happy Valentine's Day to you on this day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's all about relationships. It's all about, as you say, communication and all that sort of stuff. And this has been a tough time when relationships have really been stretched. Whether it's families or actually, to be fair, even people on their own, relationships has suddenly become the big thing, really. So, look, very, very briefly, I know it's going to be a challenge for you, but a few tips to help us. We need some tips from glorious Dorset to help us out here in London. Maria.
Well, I think one of the most important things is being intentional about your relationship. If you're married, obviously you need to be intentional about your spouse, but you could be intentional about your children, or if you've got friends, or your mothers or fathers. It's what you do with your relationship. You don't just wait for them to ring you up like once a month. You need to do things to be intentional. I think that's really, really important.
Intentional is good. My top tip is the small things are just as important as the big things. So let me give you an example. Okay. So Maria really likes it when I close the cupboard door in the kitchen behind me. I see no value in it, because if you leave it open, then when you come back, you don't have to open it. So you're saving energy. But to her, it makes a big difference. So if I book a holiday, not that you can at the moment, I score 1 point. If I close the cupboard door, I score 1 point. Which is the easiest? The easiest is to close the cupboard door. So the small things, not just in a marriage relationship, but in your family life, even professionally at work, the little things count just as much as the big things. But quite often, particularly as men, we think it's all about the big gesture, but it's not. It's about lots and lots of little things.
Yeah, that's what I thought today. That's what I thought today on Valentine's Day. It's the little things that are important.
Yeah. And then also, one thing I think is super important is forgiveness. You need to be able to forgive each other, because you're going to bump into each other.
Yeah.
It's going to have, you're going to have ups and downs. You need to know how to forgive, and you need to forgive properly, not just, a little bit. You have to really dig deep and forgive properly, because you can't, when you are forgiven, you can't then bring it up 3 months later and say, "Oh, you did that, this and this in 1959 or something."
It's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Amazing memories.
Why do you forgive and you have not?
Is it that difficult to forgive?
Well, I think also if you're a Christian, I think you haven't got an option, because Jesus says, if you're going to I forgive you, you need to forgive other people. It's not an option. It's a, you have to do it.
Spot on. Who's the quickest to forgive in your household? Who's the quickest to forgive?
I think it's a bit of a mix. Sometimes it's
Let's
me,
move
but
on. Let's move on to the next
kind of.
No, it's Maria. No, Maria's the
Probably
quickest to
me.
forgive, because I'm going like, hold on a minute, I'm not going to forgive you because you don't appreciate how much I've been hurt. So I want her to appreciate how much I've been hurt before I say the magic words. And you're quite often going like, what's wrong with you? Let's move on. I'm going like, I'm damaged. I want some vengeance.
Any more tips? That's a great.
Yeah.
If you're married, you should have as much sex as you can. Often as you get older, it becomes less of a priority. And often also it can be a bit stale and boring. And often also if you've got children at home, it can be a bit awkward and embarrassing.
Yeah.
But somehow you've got to find a way to keep doing it, because the couples that do it more often report more fun having sex than those that do it less frequently. So there's something about frequency which creates improvement.
But also, I mean, as you get older, it could maybe be more about intimacy, more hugging, maybe holding hands, sitting next to each other on a chair or sofa, so it's more than just a physical thing. I would say intimacy in general, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Well, I would say having fun.
Have fun.
In your relationship, you must have fun, not be boring. Have fun, tease
You've got to be intentional about that as well,
and things like that. Just have fun.
What's that, Andy? What?
You've got to be intentional about that. What do you do intentionally to have fun?
We tease each other a lot. You need to keep flirting, really, and teasing each other. And just being funny, and make each other laugh, because I think it's important.
Yeah. I know.
To have a laugh.
You can't always be amusing, because sometimes life can be difficult. There's nothing to laugh about. No. But if there's an opportunity, you should try to amuse the other person, because if you make them laugh, they can see that you're making an effort in trying to amuse them. So you're saying, I'm investing in this relationship rather than keeping it all to myself and being passive. Moving on.
Last one.
Couples argue. All couples argue. All couples argue. So if you're going to argue well. So what do I mean by that? I mean, don't bicker all the time. One thing that's really destructive is constant bickering and raising eyebrows and like, oh, well, you're just like your mother, or you're just like your father. And all that kind of irritating stuff is very destructive.
Yeah.
So if you're going to argue well. Don't shout unless you absolutely have to, and then make up well, and then have the conversation. What have we learned from that? You obviously feel really strongly about this. Is this something I can do? Like, would it make a difference to you if I close the cupboard doors? Yes, it would. I can do that. I can put the top on the toothpaste. I can put my underwear in the basket, and I can close the cupboard door. It's not going to kill me, but it might make a big difference to her.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, look, guys, you have brought some amazing love, life, great tips, and we're going to take it away and look forward to putting it into practice. But anyhow, look, happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
And to you.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody in High Barnet.
Thank you very much, and massive blessing to National Marriage Week. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.